Who won in court but lost in the court of public opinion? Jennifer Connell was called the worst aunt ever and the aunt from hell for suing her nephew. Her nephew basically jumped into her arms, and the extra physical affection broke her arm. Became a really big deal when it happened. Thing is, she needed to name a person at fault for her injury for her insurance and named her nephew with his parents' permission. She wasn't actually suing her nephew, just getting insurance money so she could be treated. Richard Jewell, the man falsely accused of the Centennial Olympic Park Bombings in Atlanta in 1996. He was a security guard and saved dozens of lives by spotting the bomb and clearing spectators. The FBI noted him as a person of interest, and his name was dragged through the mud by local and national media. While the FBI stopped investigating Jewell by October of that year, it wasn't until a couple of years later that his name was truly cleared when Eric Rudolph, the actual bomber, was caught. Jewell sued a number of media outlets and settled with a few of them for an undisclosed amount. The dingo took my baby woman. Which turned out to be true as well. O.J. Simpson. Casey Anthony. Jesse Ventura sued Chris Kyle for defamation, but after Chris' death the lawsuit continued and people smeared Jesse for suing a dead man's wife. Jesse eventually got a settlement. The City of New London in Kilo v. City of New London. The city was using the eminent domain to remove a nice lady from her home to build shopping complex. Made its way to the Supreme Court and a 5v4 decision won, and Kilo lost her home to provide economic opportunities. High-profile case where the public sided with Kilo but the courts sided with the city. Bill Cosby. I literally forget sometimes that his conviction was overturned and vacated. O.J. and Amp, Casey Anthony, debatably Karla Homolka too cause she got a ridiculously light sentence. The woman who won a damages settlement from McDonald's for being burned by overly hot coffee. It was dangerously hot and they'd been warned before and paid medical bills by court order over other burns, but because she got a high payout over something as seemingly trivial as coffee, she's labeled litigious and dramatic. The burns were awful. And by the way, McDonald's still has coffee that's dangerously hot. They were in the news a week or two ago for another burn case. Monica Lewinsky. She won in court because she wasn't the person on trial. The power dynamics also weren't in her favor. He was her boss. But yet, we still call it the Monica Lewinsky scandal, and her name is still brought up in derogatory ways after all these years. John DeLorean, he was set up by the FBI and his case is the reason for the term entrapment. He was acquitted of all charges. DeLorean needed $7 million to save his company from collapse. To this end, he spent much of 1982 desperately seeking investors for his failing company. He was approached by one such investor named James Hoffman on June 28, 1982, who claimed to have a business opportunity to help save DeLorean's company. Unknown to DeLorean, James Hoffman was actually a convicted drug smuggler, who, in exchange for leniency, struck a deal with federal authorities to become an informant. Kevin Spacey. Dan White getting 5 years for killing Harvey Milk and the mayor of San Francisco. The state of Tennessee actually won the infamous monkey trial, where a local teacher was prosecuted for teaching evolution. But if anyone has heard of it today, it's generally presented as a bunch of bullying fundamentalists trying vainly to stamp out ideas they didn't like. I'm here to predict Lizzo wins in courts, but her image will never be the same if she can win back the public opinion at all. Stella Liebeck from the McDonald's coffee case. She won her case, but she became the face of frivolous lawsuits after McDonald's campaign to discredit her. McDonald's policy was to serve coffee so hot that it could cause third-degree burns within seconds of contact with skin simply to discourage customers from getting refills. Fatty Arbuckle.